Should we have allowed Posie Parker into this country, knowing what we know now about what went down over the weekend?
Yeah, I think Immigration New Zealand did make the right decision. You know, we do live in a democratic country where people should have the right to hold a range of views and be able to freely impart their views. What we saw on Saturday, I think, was really disappointing, where we had people resorting to physical violence in a manner to suppress free speech. And I don't think that that's acceptable, and we have to push back against that. You know, it doesn't matter whether or not people agree or disagree with Posie Parker. She had a right to her view, and people had a right to be able to hear it. People always have the right for a peaceful protest, but what we saw were people throwing items at her, throwing liquids at a speaker who was wanting the ability to freely speak. I do not want our society to become a divided society where we resort to physical aggression to suppress people's individual opinions. That is not a society I want New Zealand to be. We should be a peaceful society that allows people to hold a range of different views, where we can openly debate and use reason and logic to come to analysis of ideas, rather than physical acts of aggression and intimidation. Posie Parker says she genuinely feared for her life. And I don't think that's acceptable. We should be a peaceful country where people can say what they think and not fear that they will be swarmed by people, and not fear bullying and intimidation. You know, I think we should be respectful on all sides. I don't want us to become a divided society where cancel culture goes right. What Posie Parker was talking about was the issue of gender identity. And I think it's important that we're able to actually have views and articulate what that might mean as flow-on effects, even if people find it offensive or insulting. You know, I've got to look at what this means for young kids who have been watching this play out. You know, we should be respectful of all people, and we should never say to young people, because you have a different view, you should be silent. And because you don't like what somebody else has said, or you think they're offensive, or you think they're insulting, it's ever okay to resort to violence or to throw things at people.
And thousands
we
of
can't
Aucklanders.
become a society like that. Yes, everybody has the right to free speech. Everybody should have the right to an opinion, even if that opinion is offensive to people.
It is really important to zoom out and to reflect on what played out on Saturday, but also on Sunday in Christchurch and in Wellington, where thousands of New Zealanders turned up to showcase their values, the values of inclusion, the values of love. And I think that that's the story that all of us can take away from today. Our trans and non-binary whānau should be allowed to live their lives as glamorous and as glorious or as boring as they are. And I'd really love for us now to turn our focus to the climate crisis and to the inequality crisis. We have to act now.